Alright, welcome back everybody. Wanted to show off a new Greeble Material Set that I have for you. It's 40 4K material sets. Each one has multiple channels to it. In the background here you see me actually created them there. Cool thing about this video here is actually showcasing the new update coming to the Greeble Pro Pack. We now have a 4K generator, so we will be generating 4K textures in the new set. Also new Greeble actions or macros over here. Got some rotation controls, got a new opacity channel that we'll be able to produce. But for today I just wanted to show off the material set. So let's go over to, if you want to find it, you just need to go to my Gumroad page and you'll see it right here. Greeble Material Set. Like I said, each one makes multiple channels. There's multiple channels in them, So you have an opacity, a depth, height, or displacement, a color ID, normal, curvature, AO, diffuse, and then a rendered shaded one that we can use in multiple 3D applications. Keep on clicking through here, a couple different examples of some of the materials in there. And right at the end here you can see the whole set. And each one of these has all those channels built in. Some of them don't have an opacity channel, but over half of them do. Let me see if I get a better picture here for you. Let's see. Here's a better shot of it here. These are the 40 materials that are in the set. And like I said, they got the multiple channels in there, which come in very handy in Quixel Suite, as well as Substance Designer and Painter. You can even play around in Marmoset with them. You can even do some stuff in Photoshop, and I'm going to go through all that with you, show you a couple applications of them. So let's start with Marmoset. Open him up here. Let me change that background. And we'll go to the garage. That usually has the best results. And I've also got inside the material set, I've got some models that you can play with here. Some sample objects. So we'll start with, we'll go ahead with, say, like the multiple cubes. Open them up. And we just need to apply the default material over here, and then we can start building it. So let me open up this here. Let's go ahead and open up, we'll just open up number 1 for now. And we'll open up the TIFF version. Each one has a TIFF or a JPEG version. So you got plenty of options there. We're going to just start plugging everything in here. We'll do normal map. Let's go ahead and do albedo. We'll just drop in our shaded. Reflectivity, we want to change that to metalness. And for the time being, I just usually drop in the diffuse. Microsurface, you may just drop in the shaded for now, till you actually make up, go into Quixel Suite or into Substance Painter and Designer to fine-tune the roughness, but for the time being we can use that. And then a cool thing about this is inside Marmoset you could do a displacement in here, which is kind of cool. I'm going to turn him all the way down for the time being and drop your depth in there. And then drop in PN triangles. And that's for your subdivision. We'll crank him up to about 1200. And I think I've got, forgot to add in ambient occlusion. And drop in AO. Okay, we got everybody in there now. We can open him up, take a look around. And the cool thing about that displacement is now I can start raising that displacement up. The only thing with displacements in here, they have a tendency to, well, you can't see the backside of any polygon, so it kind of gives you some weird artifacts. So raise the scale up a little bit, and you can see how well that works. Granted, this particular example is not the best in the world. Let's load up. Let me get rid of multiple cubes here. Get rid of him. Let me see if I can get rid of him here. Delete. Okay. Let me import another one. Import model. We will do. Oh yeah, this one's fun. Let's open up trench section. Open him up, and all we gotta do is just drop it right onto here. There we go. So much detail that we can get on just a handful of textures on a relatively simple model. Let's see, why don't we add a light in real quick. Let's go into sky, click on there to drop it in. I'm going to change him to a spot and change his rotation here, so he's kind of off angle just a little bit. I'm going to bring him up. I'm going to have to zoom out here. Okay, bring him in here. Cool. Very cool effect. Just a handful of textures there. Alright, let's get a little crazy here. Let's add another model in. Just import model. Open up trench 2. And then take that default and then drop him right on trench 2. And then all we gotta do is just move him down. And then line him up with the previous one, right about and there we go. Cool. And because it's using the same texture, it ends up being seamless between the two sections, minus that little crack right there. That's just me not lining them up correctly. Yeah, well. But very cool technique. So let's go ahead and get rid of these two models real quick. And we'll just delete, if it lets me. Just trying to displace a lot of polys here. Come on. Delete. Come on. Delete it. Alright, fine. We'll just do new scene. Alright, change that sky real quick. I'll start showing off the opacity map and how fun that is. So let's go ahead and change our sky. We'll go back to the garage. Done. File, import model. Let's go to, we'll go to layered spheres. And basically what this is about 4 spheres all got 4 spheres inside each other here. So each one shares the same UV set, except it's slightly rotated a little bit. So we'll go ahead and give him, bring some life to him here. I'm going to go to the number 40, which is really good for this look here. So we're going to drop in normal map. We're going to drop in, let's see, got to remember how I did this before. Let's go ahead and do the shaded real quick. Change him to metalness. Drop in diffuse. There we go. We're going to change that real fast to GGX. we'll go ahead and we'll even set up our depth real fast. Go ahead, depth. Let me turn him all the way off first so it doesn't blow up the model. And we'll give it some subdivision. Just crank it up right above 1000 there. And let's see, microsurface gloss. I think we'll add the, there we go. Give it a little bit of roughness. Go down to occlusion. Occlusion. There we go. Do AO. Now we'll go down real fast, if it'll let me. Come on. Go to transparency, cutout, and then drop in your opacity. And then change the channel to, I think R. Yeah, R will work fine, to the red channel. And I think I have got everything in here I need. Yeah, so I can open him back up. We can take a look at him. So you can see the multiple layers to it here, and we also have the displacement added to it, so we can just slowly start cranking him up. Very cool little effect there. You get a whole lot for very little. Just using one texture there, or one set of textures. So let's kill him. Gotta quit doing that. Take out layered spheres. We can open up import model. We could do let's see, layered cylinder. Same effect on this guy here. Now all we gotta do is drag and drop that material set that we already put together, and we get our results here. And if anybody knows how to fix that inside to see two-sided polygons inside Marmoset, let me know. I really want to know, because that would just be perfect. I'd be able to do a lot more in here. So we can also change the lighting a little bit here. We do local reflections, high-res shadows, front-facing shadows, ambient occlusion, and then we can drag up our occlusion slider a little bit, or all the way, and we can get a very cool looking device or tube or whatever it is. So very cool little thing to do inside Marmoset. And obviously you want to make your own models and add these to them, but to make up a quick sci-fi scene, you can use these materials very quickly and easily and get some very nice results. So let's jump out of Marmoset and we will go into Substance Painter real fast. Alright, here we are inside Substance Painter. This one's still using 2.2. 2.3 is already out. I just haven't bothered to update it. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you how to make up a smart material that you can add to anything you like. So we're going to go ahead and select. I'm going to go open up my sample objects real fast, and then open up just the polygon, and then we're going to add some we're going to add one of our materials in here. So let's see, I guess we'll just use number 1 for now. Open up your TIFF, grab them all, open. Okay. Alright, so we got just a basic polygon here, but this is a good way to build your material. It's quick, it's simple, easy on the memory there. So let's go ahead and set up a material here. So we'll add a fill. and we'll start plugging in everything here. If you go over to your textures, all the ones you loaded already, and if you just start typing in project, it'll open up just the ones you loaded in. So base color, we'll do shaded. Oh, gotta change the UV scale real fast. Change it back to 1. I hope they fix that. That'd be nice. Go ahead and let's see, for a normal, plug in the normal. There we go. Height. Where's that? Depth. I call it depth. All right. And roughness, you can probably go ahead and plug in. You can plug in the shaded again if you want, or you can plug in the diffuse. And then metallic, same thing. You plug in the diffuse. There we go. Rotate the light around here to see what kind of effect we got. And if we wanted, we can even set up a an emissive channel in here if we wanted. Let's see, emissive. And let's see if I could do this without actually plugging in the color ID down here. So let's do a new fill, and I just want it to be emissive. And we'll make it red for now. Want to add mask with color selection. Now I can plug that material ID into here. And now I can go in and choose what I want. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Pick color. And we'll go with, I don't know, we'll just go with this pink for right now. There we go. And as you can see, you can build up a cool texture real fast. And all you have to do is just create a folder. Take that fill layer and that fill layer, and then drop them in there. And then we'll call it my Greeble. Not Breeble, Greeble. Alright, cool. So now I have to do is right click and create smart material. My Greeble, right there. It'll update here in a second. There it goes. Very cool. So now I have total control over everything. So let me turn him off, the emissive. And the cool thing you could do now, you can actually start changing the scale. So say like, I can make it larger. Obviously you start seeing a repeated pattern, but it is tileable, so that's the nice thing. And we can also do a little rotation. See if the rotation works here. Oh yeah, works out very well. And then we can scale them up. You don't want to scale them up too big, or you start seeing the patterns too much. Now unfortunately that's not going to work because it has to be tied in. So let's make him a solid 2. Make him a solid 45. Now with this fill layer, we have to click on that one, fill layer. 1. Okay, the emissive's not going to work that well. Let's see, rotation. I have to work on that. So for the time being, yeah, can't do much on emissive. But for the time, I mean, you can see how cool this would be to, how quickly and efficiently you can make a a cool texture to apply to any of your models. So let's go ahead and let's jump over to Zbrush, and I'll show you what we could do there with this material. Alright, here we are in Zbrush. I'm going to get back on the basic material here. Let's load up let's go ahead and just load up import simple objects. We'll just do Trench 2, load him up in here, T for edit, go under visibility, not visibility, display, where's he at? Display properties and double. There we go, so we can see both sides now. Okay, so we got our trench loaded up here. He shares the same UVs that was in the previous, that was in Marmoset there. So if you want, you could do something like surface, do noise, set up UV, flip H, and we're going to open up an alpha, go to material pack. Just going to go to the one that we started with, TIFF, find your depth. Alright, mix space and noise, turn him off, increase the strength. There we go. Alright, so we'll switch that color blend over there to get a little bit of texture in it. Make sure we got polypaint visible. And to preview this to see what it looks like with the displacement on it, just hit BPR. Looks pretty good. May increase the displacement just a little bit more, so go back into surface, edit, bump him up just a little bit more, 0.12, okay, and BPR him again. See how he looks. Looks pretty cool. Now, okay, with surface noise, you can actually change the tiling. You can increase it, whatever you want. But if, show you real quick, we'll keep the scale to 1 to 1 here. Click OK again. Now I'm going to do real fast. I will go to convert BPR to Geo. Let's see how that turns out. Alright, now the UVs are still the same, so I can actually go to texture map. First need to load it over here real fast. Texture, and import. We're in 1, shaded. Okay, let's see how that looks if I put it on right away. Ah, perfect. Okay, great. And there you go. You can even take him into Keyshot real fast. We could do render, external render, Keyshot, and then click BPR. Let's see if he loads up here. Here we are in Keyshot, looking good. Granted, there's we're missing a lot of pieces to it, but just to show you what you could do with this inside Zbrush there. Very quick and easy workflow. Discard. And real quick, the only reason that I made sure the surface was at 1 to 1 at a 1 scale was if you do a alpha scale and adjust it, your texture map, your shaded texture map, won't line up to the model. It won't jive with it. It won't notice the difference in scale. It's just going off the original. So just something to keep in mind if you wanted to do that trick. So let's go ahead, and I want to show you one more thing that you could do just inside Photoshop. So I'll meet you there. Alright, here I am in Adobe Bridge, and I'm going to load up one of my shaded textures here. Let's load up a different one here. Let's see which one looks cool. Oh, they all kind of look cool, so let's do... we'll do the second one. We'll just load him straight up and do a quick select all, file, and we want to edit, define pattern, and we'll call him my Greeble, if I spelled him right. Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and do new, just whatever document we can find. Alright, so got this one here. I'm going to click off that. I'm going to double click him, and I want to do, let me reset all this, reset the default list. There we go. Pattern overlay. Let's pick my last one here. And as you can see, we've got our Greeble in there that we can adjust the scale, do whatever we want. Try to remember to stay in like 50% or 100% increments. 25% increments I think work. Let me see what 25. Yeah, 25 looks good. And as you can see, it's totally tileable. And we can add more to it. We can add like a gradient to it. Let's see, gradient overlay. Let me reverse that. Raise him up. Very cool. We can change the location there. You can make a cool little tech background super fast. Do a lot of cool things with it. But that's basically it for the material set today. Have fun with it. Let me know what you're doing with it. I'm always interested, and we'll see you here shortly, and I will show you about the new Pro Pack update and cool, exciting new little features that you can play with, and 4K support, and we will see you in the next video.